go to see if there's a package that I need? Should I go to nodejs.org? I see some of you answering that, but I want few more answers, please. What is the website that I have to go to if I want to check to see if there's a package that I want? Tomorrow, I am being recruited or you are being recruited by a company that is into rocket science. There are some specific algorithms and things that you want to install in your node project. So where do you go and check if there's something like that already there, apart from Google and GPT and all? The actual place, npmjs.com, right? Node package manager, npmjs.com. We go to that website to see all the available libraries, right? Now, remember, so this is basically my node project. This node project has, I've just begun, initialized it. Now I can have my index.html, so all files here, all JavaScript files, everything I can put here. What was that server that I installed last time? Light server was what I installed last time. And I showed you how light server is there in npmjs.com. If you go to that website and type light-server, you'll see there's an entry for light server, and you click on it, you'll actually see the complete list of complete detail on how it should be, how you can install light server, how it works, and what are the advantages, if there are any issues. You can actually see the number of downloads also. Shall we have a quick look at it? Let me see. Oh, we're not connected to internet. So, but you can go to npmjs.com and then check light-server. You'll see the complete detail of how you can install it. So any package, guys, any package that I want to install in my project, I'll simply say npm I and give the name. How many of you here have done npm I express? Could you please raise your hand so that I can see? All those who have done npm I and express, there I see few hands there. Half here, I can't see half, but then, okay, there are quite a few of you. So you've already started working on the back end. So that is why I say Node.js is not only on the client side, but also on the server side. You're creating a Express.js server, right? That is also a Node library, please, right? Okay. So let's move on. So when I said npm I light server the other day, it got installed. And then what changed? Let me go back to day 13 real quick and see the first project, right? Show more options, open with code. You see, when I installed it, it got installed here. We'll look more into this dependencies section. Guys, I want to give this project to you, let's say, right? Then when you have run this project on your side, I don't give you the complete folder. The node modules, the libraries are not bundled with it. I'll just give you these 3 files or 2 files. You take that and do an npm I. Automatically, all of these will be created on your side, meaning the node modules is not wrapped with it. When you push this code to Git also, you do not push the libraries. That is the biggest advantage of Node.js. You do not push the libraries, but what do? You just push index and package. Even now, you go check any of the projects in React projects or Express projects or Angular projects on GitHub, you will not see node modules. So the advantage of using a Node.js project is you don't have to push the libraries. Then you must be wondering, if somebody downloads it, how will it work, right? Let me show you this one. Real quick, let me connect to, what are we trying to understand? We are trying to understand how can we share a Node.js project. Okay, so for that I need internet because it needs to go and get the Node.js, the node packages, right? So guys, look at this please. So I have everybody to the screen. This is the project that we worked on in the last class, the light server. I am now showing you how do you share a node project. So I'll just copy index.html and package.json, 2 files only. And I'll go to today's class, day 14. I'll say new folder node proj, how do I say, node project again, okay, Control V. You see that? This does not have node modules or anything. How do I get this project up and running? This is exactly how when you download something from Git also is going to look like. You're not going to build everything from scratch. There are many projects out there on Git. You want to check a project. You download it and you see there are no node modules. There are no libraries. So when I go here and do a CMD or I try to run this project, what will happen? It has start live server, right? Hold on 1 minute. Let me open this in VS Code, show more options, open with code. Try to understand please. This is my index.html that we worked in the last class. This is the package.json. Node modules is not there. So this is your friend's computer. He got your project now, your backend project, let's say, right? You will not give him or her node modules. So now how do I run this? I told you that you can run the live server project using npm start, right? Because why? In the script section of package.json, I said if you say start, you should start live server, right? So now I go and say npm start. What do you think will happen? What error will you see? Module not found. Very good. Let's see if that is the error. No. Why? Because I installed live server globally, not project specific. But ideally, you would get module not found. If I uninstall it, you can try installing on your side. This was long ago when I installed live server. So it installed along in the Node.js global modules, it is there. That's why it's working fine. But ideally, it will not, right? Then how do I get it? In your case, where it's not installed globally, what you need to do is say npm I, one I, or npm install. Remember everybody, whenever you download a project from GitHub, you will not see node modules. You want to get node modules and get the project up and running, you say npm I, and now you will see here, you'll see that there's a node modules folder that will be created once this is done. See that there? And then a package lock. Package lock has all the version related information. Please read through, make a note. What is package-lock.json? Why is it there? Is it important or not? Make a note of it and go through, please. So now we are all good, right? Now we are on internet, right? So github.com. Let me quickly go and show you. Zoomed in. I want to show you a typical repo. Okay. Okay, so here I want to search a to-do list Node.js. Okay, you know how this is how you search repositories in GitHub, right? So there are some Node.js to-do list. Let me click on it. What do you see, guys? What folder structure do you see there? There's a front end, there's a back end, right? That is all there is. In the front end folder, if you go and check, or in the back end folder, you see package.json. This is how you know it's a Node.js project. Similarly, in the front end folder. But none of these, neither front end nor back end, you see that package.json. There is no node modules. So never will you see node modules. Then how will you execute the project locally? You'll simply do npm I. So it will go look in package.json, check the dependencies. Dependencies are what the project needs to run, and it will install that and get done with it. Okay, everybody? So that was about how do you create a node project, how do you share a node project. If you have a node project that is already there in GitHub, if you download it, it will not have node modules. So how do you get it up and running? It's not only important for you all to understand how to build a project from scratch, but you should also know how to use an existing GitHub repo and build upon it. Why do you think it is needed? Can anybody please tell me, where is the situation where you will have to work on an existing Git repo? Have you heard about Google Summer of Code? Heard about it? So in Google Summer of Code, do you think they'll ask you to create something from scratch? It is like SIH, a little different. Companies will come and post their information and their projects there. They'll ask you to branch out and then work on it. You'll be paid for it if you're selected and all. There's a process associated. It's a very good thing. So they don't ask you to build something from scratch. They'll say, go to this Git repo, download it, work on it, branch out and push your code. We'll check your code. If you like it, we'll observe the code. You see that there? So you all need to know how GitHub works, how to download a repo from GitHub, how to work on it, right? And in most cases, because I'm concerned only with front end, meaning FS, full stack, I'm explaining you how this is done, right? Now, do we all know what is a .js file? Can you all raise your hand, please? Do you know the .js file? Yes? Done. Do you all know what is a module? A little bit. Module is nothing but a collection of things, right? We're going to look at it. I'll show what that means. What is a package? Collection of things again, but collection of modules. Everybody, package that we install Light Server, when you go and look in node modules, that Light Server has a package.json inside it. So a calculator would be a package. An algorithm that is, there's a rocket science algorithm would be a package. So there are packages that people have created for you to install in your node project. Clear? Each package will have many modules. Each module can have many files. Now, the next thing that we are going to learn is what are these modules? Why do you need modules? These are all the packages that somebody has created. If you find some time, just explore and see what is this node_modules folder. If you open that folder, you will see that there is if you go all the way down to L, this is what we needed, light-server. This was what we needed to run, to fetch files automatically. And look at what all it installed. It installed limiter, JSON file, WSL, so many. So a node project can have multiple dependencies. I can create, so when I'm creating an algorithm, I can use 3 different packages. I'll say npm I calculator, npm I scientific calculator, npm I log calculator. I will install all those dependencies, and those dependencies might be using other dependencies. So all those get installed here, please. So even though I said only npm I Light Server, right? So when you install a node package, what you see is like one of those glaciers where you see only the peak, a little peak 3-4 kilometers up the sea level, but there is 10 kilometers down the sea level, right? Like that here too, for Light Server, I installed only Light Server, but it installed so many things. Like for example, this browser sync, you see that? So when I make a change in my index.html, the browser is automatically getting refreshed, right? So there is a package for that called browser sync. Another question that people tend to ask, can you name a package that is usually comes with many of the node modules that automatically updates the browser when user is modifying, developer is modifying, you don't have to go there and refresh that. So like this, dependencies and many dependencies get installed, please. So adding to what Srikanth sir asked, let's say one dependency is using 2.6.1 of Light Server. I have another dependency which is using same Light Server but an older version. There will be clash, right? So you are too new for that, but please do some research and try to understand how these dependencies work, what all these. I think the important concept for you to pay attention to now is that you never push node into Git, node modules into Git. Whenever you download something from Git, you do an npm I, so that whatever is there in package.json's dependency section, all those get installed automatically. And when they get installed, it not only installs Light Server, you see, I said Light Server is a package, right? Let me go all the way down and show you. You see Light Server? What does it have? It has its own package.json. You see that? So that is also a node project that somebody created that they shared with you. Now this Light Server's package.json will also have its own dependencies. You see that? Browser sync, everybody, basically, these are all libraries inside libraries inside libraries, right? We are at a very high level using whatever we need and building things up, okay? But you need to know all these things. You can't just say, oh, I don't know all this, I just installed Light Server and it worked. Light Server is only an example that I gave to you because it's easy to fetch files and all. Now let's move on. So I told you that a package can consist of many modules. That's why it's called as node modules. So a package, when you are installing, comes with many modules. Each module can have many JavaScript files. What we are going to do next is the agenda for now, for today. What I am planning on doing is I'll first create a very simple node project, or I'll not even node project, I'll first create a couple of JS files, right, that are being used inside an HTML file. Clear, everybody? I'll have one HTML file or multiple HTML files and some JS files. I'll use them inside this. Then I'll show you how it works. Then the next step will be to show how can you modularize these things? How can you create modules out of this? Remember, we can always create hundreds of JS files, add them to our HTML file and use them. But one JS file might contain many methods, right? I don't need all of them. I need only one, right? So how do I get to use only that one? It might seem a little confusing now. Just give me 2 minutes or 5 minutes and we'll get there, okay? So everybody, I'm creating a new folder. I'll just call it as my module, okay? Again, we are understanding what are modules in JavaScript, okay? So I'll open up VS Code. Now you all understood Node.js, right? Put it aside. Installing packages, everything aside. This is basic JavaScript that we are looking at. Here, I'll create one HTML file called add.html. Okay? We all know how to create an HTML file, right? So I'll add an h1 tag and I'll say adding 2 numbers, check console. Okay? And I'll create one more file called subtract.html. Why are we doing this? We are doing this to understand how to use modules, right? Same thing, I'll say h1, subtracting 2 numbers. Again, check console. Why am I writing like this? Because we are not going to have anything here in the body section. Everything is going to be in console. Multiply.html, same thing, done. Here I'll have again another HTML, multiplying 2 numbers and check console. Done, everybody? So basically, these 3 HTML files have 3 individual or 3 different tasks. In one, I'm supposed to add 2 numbers. In the other, I'm supposed to multiply 2 numbers, subtract 2 numbers. So again, this is a simple example for a bigger task that that you would be performing in your projects and everywhere. I won't explain it very simply. So what I'm going to do is whatever these 3 things expect, I want to create one JS file, okay? So I'll say arithmetic, right? Shortcut for arithmetic, .js file. Here, I'm going to write function add, right? I'll say boss function, take 2 digits a and b, take 2 numbers and return a plus b, right? One more function, I'll call it as sub, same thing. You see what I'm trying to do? I'm simply trying to create, I'm creating 3 different functions in one JS file. Control C, Control V, I'll just call it mul, right? And say A star B, right? Everybody clear? 3 HTML files there, and I have 3 functions in my arith.js. Now can you please tell me, how do I get to use this in my files? What do I do if I want to use a JavaScript file? Script tag, very good. So I go here to my add.html, I'll say script, right? Make sure you close the script tag like that. It's not an empty one, you have to add a close script tag, and src, and You see that? Dot slash and automatically brings. Never type the file path. arith.js. Done? Now, in the console, I want to print the, by adding two numbers, I want to print the sum of it. So what do I do? Anything that I want to print the console? I'll again write one script tag here and I'll simply say console.log. Adding two numbers, you must be thinking, she's being very silly. Why can't I just do 1 plus 2 and I'll print there 3? I'm trying to explain you the concept, right? So I don't want to complicate the function. Simple. Now I want to use whatever I have in arith.js, I want to use this add. How will I use that? I'll go here and say add of 1, 3. Let me explain. We are trying to understand modules in JavaScript. Before we go to modules, I want to see how would it be without using modules. So here we have 3 different HTML files. One is adding, one is subtracting, one is multiplying. In the first add one, and I have one JS file that has the brains, all the logic, where it has individual functions for all 3 activities. We are good, right? I want to use this here. How do you use a JS file? You add a script tag, add it. Done? Now in this script, I want to add 2 numbers, right? So console.log add 1, 3. Done. I say go live and check. Clearly I'm saying check console. So shift control I. You see that there? 4. Ignore this save icon one. It's a Chrome thing. Don't worry about it. 4 got printed. Done. So I know that this arith.js files add is being called here and it is working fine. How do I do the same thing for subtract? Let me copy that over. Go to subtract. Control V. Here I'll just say sub. Right? Because my arith.js has, what is it called? The function name is sub. Same for multiplying. Right? Control V. Add your file and say mul. I'll say 2, 3. Now, add, say sub, right? Is sub not available? Oh, I'm not running it there. Let me go back. Subtract, right? So, let's see if this works. There, -2 because it is 1, 3, sorry. Now, multiply 6. So, everybody, if I want to use JavaScript logic inside an HTML page, this is what I do. I simply import that JS file, open up the script tag and write my code directly. No function, nothing. This is a very simple way of showing. But imagine if I'm working on really huge functions. So my arith.js would have 1000 lines of code with 15 different functions. And I'm adding that into my HTML. In each and every HTML file, I'm adding that. What will happen when I do that? That whole code, everybody, gets added to your HTML file. Okay? That whole code is associated with your HTML file now. So instead of this, now also the other thing is, in my add.html, did I need multiplying and subtracting? I did not. But I still added arith.js. That whole thing got added even though I needed only one function from it, right? Similarly in multiply, subtract, everywhere, I'm adding the complete file even though I need only one function from that whole thing. That is number 1. Number 2, the other main important thing is if I want to use this in another project, again I'll have to do the same thing. Give them the whole file, have them do that. There is no way that across files I can use what I need. I am forced to add the complete file. I am forced to do that. And what if there are some modifications? What if I want to extend from this? Let's say I want to add 3 numbers without touching this one. It's not object oriented as such, just a simple JS file. So, for us to be able to use what we need, there's something called as lazy download. Look through it, please. Again, I'm going to send whatever, I have made a list of things that I have to send to you about the dependencies, about global installations. I'm going to share links. Similarly, for modules also, I'll share the link, but try to understand. Now, let me repeat the same thing, but using modules. Pay attention, please. Okay. So, in the same folder, do I have your attention? How many of you understood this part? Add, multiply, subtraction. The last quadrant there. Did you guys understand this? Yes, no? Yeah, I see few hands raising. You want to raise your hands or you did not understand? Okay, I see few. I see you're all doing that half hand thing. That's why maybe I'm not able to see here. It's very simple. I add a script here as .js file, and below that I added a actual code, the script console.log. That's all. I'm going to do the same thing using modules real quick. Okay. So let me go back. I'll do it only for one. Okay. Let's see if you can figure it out for the rest. So here I'll say arith module. Are we all good? So look at what I'm going to do now. I'm going to copy these over. Okay, I'm going to copy these over. Instead of just keeping them as functions here, I'm going to say export. Everybody, export keyword, and I'm going to say boss export add sub and mul. I'm going to export these three from this. Now export something, what should the other party do? Very good, import. So let me go ahead and create a add module, okay, module check or add mod check, okay, module check .html. Same thing but a little different, okay, h1 add module check, okay, then check console. It's still going to print to the console. Oh, look at that spelling. Check console. How do I add it here, everybody? Again, I'm going to do script src / you see that there, arith module.js. Done. Close that, right? Then I have my script. Inside this, are you all with me? I'm going to say let add equals, what do I say? Hold on one second. Let me first show you this part. Let me leave the script tag there. Let me see if this works. Add module check.html, right? Stop it. Remember everybody, if something doesn't work, we'll figure it out. Nothing to worry. Unexpected token, export. Why is that coming? Because here in the src, I have to clearly mention that boss, treat this as a module. So I'll say type equals to module. Done? That is the one very important thing that you will have to remember, right? So when I say type equals to module, right? Now it is there. Now I can use add and just get it working. Add is equals to import add from okay. Let's see if this works. Add 4, 5. Like I said, if this doesn't work, then it will be fun. We'll quickly do a troubleshoot, and in most cases I do it deliberately because I need you to see the errors that come across. If everything is hunky-dory and it's working really fine, there's no fun in it, right? So let's see. Now arith module, I know it will automatically refresh, but I keep doing the restart again. Cannot use import statement outside a module. So what should I do now? The error that I got is cannot use import statement outside a module. I already made this as a module. So what should I do next? Make the script tag here also as a module. So what is happening here? Add 4, 5, arith module. Now let's see who can tell me. What is happening here? Add 4 comma 5 I did, but it is not printing 9 there. Why? Console.log is not there. Very good, very basic thing, everybody. Remember, don't forget, don't panic. So I said add 4 comma 5, but am I printing it? No, that's why it's not printing there. Console.log off. There, 9. Okay? So let me repeat. In case of writing or adding the JS file completely, that whole code gets added to your HTML file. We don't want the whole code to get added to our HTML file. We want to modularize the code and use only that you need. So what do? We write all the code that we want to write and we say export, put curly brackets because we want to export only a few. So we'll put all those and then like that, right? Whatever you want. Now, do you think we can do only functions like this? No, you can do variables, you can do JSON data, you can do JSON, you can do anything here. You can export anything, right? So, the only thing is wherever it is being added, you say type equal to module. Okay? So, here we have function A, function add, function sub, function multiply, export. Once you have exported it, wherever I am adding it, right? Add module check. I have to make sure I say type equals to module and then I add that in. You're getting an error? Make sure you have type equals to module for both.
Requested module does not provide an export name.
Sorry?
Requested module does not provide an export name. Default is the error.
Requested module does not have an export. So check the .js file and see. Do you have in your .js file, do you have an export? Check once again, please make sure you have the exact same name. See, if you say import addition here, you will get a problem. You have to say import add because that module is exporting add, mul and sub. You have to use the same things here when you are importing it, right? You can't use addition here, it doesn't understand. So when you add addition here, it's going to say that module does not have this particular thing there, right? Everybody, this is for addition. Similarly, we can do for subtraction and multiplication. I'll do for one more and I'll share this code with you. You try it on your side. Now, why are we doing this? We are doing this to understand how modules work in JavaScript. When you are working on your React.js project, you must have seen import in curly brackets something from something. Import React from React.js or import useState from React, right? So all those curly brackets and all those are nothing but modules or functions that are being imported from modules, right? They can also be classes, they can be anything, right? Now let's go. What do I do now? Let me just copy over the same thing.
Yeah, Shirisha, can we have a checkpoint?
Yeah, please, sir. Go ahead.
Yes. You saw the code. This can be achieved with simple JavaScript, writing a simple JavaScript HTML page, posting that in some Apache server, and connecting and getting that output. Yes? Yes? So why are you making it complex using Node runtime environment, calling Node module, making the complete project size to 1 GB instead of 1 MB? This particular logic, what Madhu showed, that can be achieved with simple HTML and JavaScript and hosted in any Apache server or PHP server. Why? What is the need for this? Can anyone tell me? Raise your hand so that I can just. Is my question valid? How do you be able to understand my question? Please raise your hand. None. Only few people. What about you? Did not understood my question? You did not understand? Okay. Again, I'll repeat it. Normally, if we want to have this addition subtraction, let us take this example. I'll write an HTML page. I'll write a JS, JavaScript with the addition logic, multiplication logic and all. And I'll call that particular JS in my HTML page, correct? And display the output. So I need only two pages, HTML and JS. So why are we quitting that approach and using this node module or Node.js approach? Did you understand? Yeah, anybody still did not understand my question? How many of you understood now? Please raise your hand. Okay. Now tell me why. Anyone? Why? Why we are using Node.js, creating complexity by adding node module, different package and making 1 GB instead of 2 KB or 2 MB? No answer? Yes? Now if you have answer, let's discuss that. At this stage, if you are not aware of why we are doing, then it will be a little bit of because madam is hoping that you know why we are doing it and she is continuing the topic. So why are we doing it? Why are we making our life complex? None? Okay, this I would like Shirisha madam to help you out to answer it. Yeah, Shirisha.
Yeah, sir.
So this is a question that students are not able to understand is why we are doing this all with Node.js where we can use simple PHP or any Apache server which is already hosted. I'll write my HTML page and JS page, link that to the functionality and post it. And then as a client or as a user, I can open with my browser and pull the front end. Why are we not doing that instead of using Node.js?
Okay. So there are many advantages, everybody. I think in the initial class itself, I showed you how in my computer I have XAMPP, a complete control panel to have Apache and everything. And I showed you an htdocs folder where all my projects were there. So I'm tied to one folder. There are many differences and all. But one very important thing, across the whole thing, MERN stack, mean stack, all these use Node.js and all, right? So what is the advantage? Sir just mentioned Apache and you can write simple PHP code. Do you all know PHP? You know PHP? You're super seniors, 5 years ago. For them to build a web development project, they had to understand HTML, CSS, JavaScript, PHP, querying MySQL, getting the data. If they had to use Java, they had to get JDBC, ODBC drivers, everything working fine, right? They had to install MySQL on their computer. They had to install Apache on their computer, right? Before cloud. How did you learn any of the server-side languages? Did I teach you any special language? HTML, CSS, JS, we are done. Did I say to run a server, you have to understand PHP, a special language that works on the server side? No. Only JavaScript. Just a little, a big brother of the JavaScript that you know. Modules are introduced in ES6, the latest version of JavaScript, right? So that is from there on came JavaScript becoming, from there on we started using JavaScript on the server side as well. So one language across technology stack. That is one of the reasons why we are, and Node.js is that runtime environment that we can use and get it working. That is one. Second, it's all free. Everything is free. You don't have to do any special, you don't have to pay anything, right? And apart from that, like I showed you Light Server, I told you there's an npmjs.com where there are all libraries. It's all open source. Whatever you need, you can download it, build and go ahead. That is not the case with other languages, with PHP and others. When you use a different server and all, it's not that easy. There are still some free stuff available out there. So this is open source. There's one language across all technical stacks. When I mean one language, I even mean Mongo, please. There you are not storing in tables and columns. You're storing in collections in JSON format, right? So that is also again JavaScript. You don't have to learn anything new. So that is one of the biggest advantages of using Node.js, because you can build stuff very fast. The community is very big, right? Everything is JavaScript. React is JS, Node is JS, Mongoose or MongoDB is on JSON, is a document-based server, right? So it's all easy to learn, quick to start, and you don't have to learn multiple languages, right? And except Node.js, did I ask you to install anything else so far? You didn't install anything. You just needed Node.js environment, that's all. In that case, you had to install Apache, the server that fetches the files. You had to install MySQL, right? There are so many installations. Not everything is available on cloud in that case. Here, you have Atlas. We'll see that in the next session or the session after that. MongoDB Atlas, which is a cloud-based database that is available for free again, right? Okay. Again, like sir mentioned, let me share, I'll make a note to share a link with you on all the list of advantages that you have using Node.js.
To add on, a single line answer, most probably what I'm expecting, is, apart from what Madam has discussed, hiding data. If we use the traditional JavaScript with HTML, and when you send that to the client or to the user will have the access to your business logic that you write in JavaScript. When you right click and see the view source, you will see the JavaScript file with the functionality of add, what is the logic that you have written for add, that is exposed to the user in the world. Now, I don't want to expose that business logic to the user, but still I want a JavaScript functionality to happen. This cannot be achieved with a traditional way. For this, we need some technique where JavaScript is still executed, but it should not be executed in the browser, in the client system, in the user system. It should be executed at the server end, where the business logic is secured. It will perform, the output is generated, the output will be merged or combined with the HTML page, and that HTML page is shown to the user. The user will, if he right clicks and see the view source, he will only see the answer. He will not see the functionality, what logic they have written. Got the idea? Yes? Yes. That is the importance of using Node.js, an app which you want to create. This is a single line answer to hide your business logic, to hide this or expose, to prevent exposing your business logic to the users. We use this kind of technique. And additional other things are, why JavaScript only? Why can't we use Java and all?
And download the module file, zip file, extract. Whatever I have done so far, I have shared with you. Check and see if it's working fine on your end. Look at the code up close and understand how it is written. One of the main differences is you have to mention type equal to module, right? So when you have multiple modules, you can create a package out of it. When you have a package, you know how do you create a package out of it? Create a Node.js project, you can upload it and share it with anybody. If something's not working, you can bring it to me and ask it. Is it working? Okay. I left one file which is multiply. I did not create a module for multiply. Okay, meaning I did not create another HTML file to use the module logic. So if you want, you can use that multiply and update it. Even today's exercise, we are going to give you partial code and we expect you to work on the exercise, complete the rest of the code. How many of you were able to see what we saw? The last quadrant there, both sides please. Were you all able to see, replicate and see how modules work? Excellent. Let's move on. Give me one moment. All right. So as per the agenda for today, we were supposed to look at modules and creating our own server to fetch files. This creating our own server is going to be very, very easy. Let me go ahead and open up me close this out, go to my folder. Where are we? EPS, in class, day 14. Right now, I'm going to create a new folder called my server. Oh, it's frozen? Sorry. Let me defrost it or what? Everyone, modules was something that is very important for you to understand. So we understood modules. Now you understand modules and you know how to install packages. I showed you how package is nothing but a group of modules. I showed you how each package will have its own package.json, like light-server, the light server. Like that you can have any package which will have its own package.json. You can install multiple packages like that in your project, right? Now what we are going to do is what you need for the exercise. If time doesn't permit, we'll open it up again on Saturday for a few minutes. But for now, I need you to understand what we expect from this exercise. From this exercise, we expect you to create your own server. Are we all clear? Remember light-server, that was something that somebody else built it and we used it on our side. We said npm I light server in our node project and we used it, right? Now, very small thing in that bigger thing in the light server is how to fetch files, right? So for that, I would like us to create our own server which will fetch files, okay? Now can you please tell me, for you to fetch files and create your own server, what protocol do you think we'll be using? Do you all understand protocol? Is it going to be an FTP? File transfer? No. You're going to show it in a browser, right? Your file? So on internet, or it's a browser based thing, right? So which protocol? IP is just internet, just a regular IP address thing, right? That's your local thing. But what is the protocol on internet that we use? HTTP, right? So you need HTTP. For taking the file and showing it to the user, you need the file system. So you need a few libraries that will make your file act as a server, and whenever the user says /index, it will get that index.file and display it in the browser. Understood? So let us just quickly create. We are going to use pre-existing code as we have a time crunch, but I'll try to type up as much as possible. Okay? So I created a folder, everybody, focus. You will need this to understand your exercise and work on your exercise. Right? So I'm going to create a simple server.js, right? Again, this is not a node project, basic simple JS file. First of all, let us write the pseudocode, right? Get all libraries needed for the server to run, right? What are those? Inbuilt libraries, HTTP, because you are trying to fetch the file, like light server read for index.html and all that, FS, file system you will need, okay? And let's see if we need any more. I'll just leave it there. Then you have to build the server using or let me put it this way, create the server using the above library, HTTP library, right? Then you have to make sure, remember everybody, server always listens for requests, right? A waiter at a restaurant is waiting for you to place an order. He or she is listening. So this also, make sure it is listening. At what? At a port, right? Done. And when a request is sent, make sure the server responds, right? The server is taking an order, he's supposed to get something, make sure there is the server is listening and taking the order and then responding with something, right? So this is what is the crux of the whole thing. If somebody in the interview asks you, I don't want to use light server, I don't want to say go live here and get it, I want you to build the server, and can you tell me a few libraries that you will need? You should be able to tell it on your fingertips. What all are needed, and at a very high level, what are the steps involved, okay? So here I am going to say let, right? Remember how I got the module? There I said import. Here I'm just going to say require. These are all inbuilt modules. I'm also going to share a link to show you the difference between, or to tell you the difference between when to use require or when to use import. Okay? So here I'm going to say require HTTP, which is always there in the browser. Right? Now look at me. HTTP dot, right? You see this method? Everybody, are you able to see that? Create server, right? What do you think this will have? It will take a request and send a response, right? It will also need a callback. Once the server is starting, what do you want to do? So look at me, what I'm going to do next. Kindly focus, please. What did I do first? I just said let HTTP equal to this. That's all I did. And look at me now, on HTTP I'm saying dot create server. But when I do that, I am hovering over create server, and do you see what I see? How many of you are able to see what I see? Create local server. The whole code is given to you right then, right there. Okay? So, I'm going to copy that over, paste it, and let's explain. Let's try to understand what is happening. Like I said, server is created and it takes a callback, meaning once the server has started, it is ready to take our things, so take our order. So request and response. I send a request, and as a client, I send a request. As a person running the server, there is a response. What does it respond? In a restaurant, the server responds by saying, this is available, this is not available, you will get it in this format, I'll serve you with this soup, things like that. So here I say response, right head. Everybody, the same response is same, this response is same throughout. You use PHP, any language. This is like a unsaid rule. You have to send a status. Meaning, were you able to listen to me? Should the server nod when he's taking the order? Did he get it? Will he repeat the order? So this is that response code 200 that tells that it was a success. Next, what should you do? I'm sending you a content type of JSON. So the head should have the status, the content type, two things, right? This is also very important thing. What do you send in the response whenever you create a server? Then you make sure you end the response. You don't keep the server hanging. You say this is it, end of the order, right? So when the server gets you food, this is when you are getting the information back, right? So response.end, you're just stringifying it. Remember I told you, you flatten out. Once you get the response, you flatten out by using stringify and say hello world. That's all, right? And so this is done. The server is ready. Then you make sure it is listening at a port. Remember I told you that? So server.listen 8000. I want it to listen at 8000. So I do a control S now. Now who will tell me how do I execute this one? Node space, very good. Node space server.js. So I'll do a new terminal here. Remember, nothing to worry. If something doesn't work, we'll figure it out. I have called it as server.js. So I'll say node. Again, guys, one other thing, you don't have to put a .js. You can just say node space server, right? Many a times, I've had students saying that, ma'am, my code is not working. It is just stuck like that. It is not stuck. It is waiting for you. The server is up and running. Okay. So if I go localhost and say 8000 in my browser, let's see what happens. Okay. Localhost, not 3000. 8000. You see that? JSON file, data, hello world. Now, let me change the port, make it 8080, let's say. Hopefully, there's nothing else running on this port on my laptop. Data is hello world. Let me make the port as 8080 here. Right? Still working or not? No. Site can't be reached. Why? Huh? Restart? Very good. I need to restart. So I say node server.js. Now I go, do a refresh. Takes time, but there it is. Done, everybody? This is my own server listening at port 8080. I started it using that. Now look at this. I say 8080 forward slash something. For everything, abc.html, for everything it is giving me the same response. Why? When you go to a tiffin center, they only serve dosas, one type of dosa. Or you go to a chai station, one type of chai only. So they are not equipped to give you more. So the code that I wrote is listening, and for any kind of request, it is supposed to do hello world only. But this is not what we want, right? We want to have some HTML files. Based on what I ask, it should give me that HTML file, right? How many of you understood this far? Can you please raise your hands? Good number here on that side. Everybody understood what is happening? We created our own server. Very good. Thank you very much. Our own server, we mentioned like that, request and response. Now I have to check the request type, and then I have to send the appropriate response. For this, I knew that time would not be enough. So I created, hold on, module check, our own server. Okay. So let me close this, close all my command prompts, just making sure my ports are all free, and I'll open this and show it to you. So this is my server.js. Everybody, the create server is still same. Shall I zoom in a little bit? Who wants me to zoom in? You see that? Same HTTP, FS and path. Earlier we did not need FS because it was just a response. But now I need it to, when somebody says /home, I need it to show index.html file. When somebody, meaning in the URL, if you see home, then you do that. In URL, if somebody says products, I want to show products, right? I do not have that code yet. That is something that you are going to write. That is the exercise for today, right? But I think we don't have time. We'll push it to the next session on Saturday. So we have home, and it is going, you look at that. I'm reading the file using FS, and you see to the right head, oops, sorry. What am I writing? To the response, whatever I have read by reading this, I am writing that to the response. And here it is not JSON, it is text /HTML. Everybody, this is how somebody built Light server. We are building our own server here. Once this is done, we are done with Node.js. In the next class, we'll start Express and move on, install modules and work. But this is very important. How does Node.js work? How can you create your own server? How can you give a regular response as a JSON file? And how can you give a response as a HTML? So onto the head of the response, you mention the content type as text/HTML. Then whatever content you are giving, that will be rendered as HTML, sent in the HTML format, and the browser will render. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to quickly run this one. Let me open up the terminal, right? So here I'll say node, here also the name is server.js. This is running at 3000. Where do you give the port, please? See, I gave port, very much like live server, I am using 3000, okay? And here we go. So when I say localhost 3000, hello KMIT. Why? Because my index file has that, hello KMIT. See that? So I'm now fetching files using my server.js. Done? Now, what happens if I give some random Jane Doe 404 not found? This did not happen earlier. How is it happening now? Because in my code for server.js, I said if, see that else? If the URL has home, fine, show index.html. If URL does not have it, if something else is there, just display 404 not found. You now see how files are fetched and displayed. This is the server for you. Now the assignment for today, or for whenever you, I'll open it up and you work on it whenever you get a chance, is going to be on that. Okay, I'll give you the detailed exercise. Srikanth sir, do you want me to start the assignment today? I'll explain the assignment also.
Yeah, meanwhile, assignment is set. This is checkpoint number 3. Any questions here? Any questions? By the way, to summarize, what did we do? Yes, one of your colleagues says, sir, we created a server. Absolutely, we did create a server. What kind of server it is? What kind of server? There are 2 different servers, basically what Shirisha was talking. One is web server, second is application server. What kind of server did we create? We created a web server which accepts only 2 protocols, that is HTTP and HTTPS. Correct? And what server we created? We created HTTP server particularly. HTTP server. Create HTTP server is a method. Okay? Now, my question here is, you know how to create server and all. My question is, why did we create server? Already we were using light server in earlier example. Why did we create our own server? Light server has more functionalities and all. So do you want to recreate the cycle? If already cycle is there, let us ride on. So why are we recreating the server from scratch? Anyone? Anybody has an answer? Please raise your hand. How many of you understood my question? Please raise your hand. Only few. Anybody? Okay, till now we use something called light server, right? Light server. Why did we use light server, by the way? Why did we use light server? Those who are standing, they can answer, if you know. Why did we use light server, by the way? Simple. It was always available as a package somebody has created. So we want to learn, since we are using Node.js. Node.js is not a server, it's a runtime environment. We need to have a server to run our basic hello HTML page, correct? So that's the reason we use light server. Correct? Understood? Sit down, please. So I would like you to tell me, this is question number 3 to explore. Apart from 2 questions which I asked, question number 3, why do we create our own server for this project? Right? Tomorrow or next class, when Shirisha starts up, she is going to ask you, or if you are not able to tell, we are going to tell the answer. I would like you to explore and come. Yeah, Shirisha, you are ready?
Yeah, sir.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
We're almost done, I think, sir, right?
Yeah, you can just refresh your screens and start attempting. You will be given 15 minutes to submit, right? You just need to fill in the blanks, that's it.
Everybody, kindly look at the screen, please. So in the material section, you'll see Node.js server exercise help. You can download that zip file. It will have a products.json, it has index.html, it has, if I'm not wrong, it has products.html as well. Okay, so get that up and running first. Say node space server.js, you will see it is working fine. So in products.html, you just have to add 1 block of code. Okay, where it will read from products.json. That is one thing. Second, in server.js, there is a code only for index.html. You have to add code for products.html also. Very straightforward. Okay. First, make sure products.html page is displaying. Then you go to products.html and update it to fetch data from products.json. Remember, we already did how to dynamically generate table. That's already there. So similar code, but here you have to fetch it from products.json and then display. That's all. And paste the URL. So I'll share the hint images also. Node.js server. Are you all able to see the exercise? Yes? No or yes?
Yes, we are able to see.
They're able to see it? Okay, I need to change the description. I'll change the description, everybody, but you know what needs to be done. I'll change the description and I'll also update the hint images. And sir wanted me to add the steps, so let me quickly add the steps there. First is add code to server.js. Please add code to server.js such that it fetches, even before you go there, first download the zip file, right? Download the zip file from course material section. Then extract it to a folder. 3. Run node space server.js. Remember, you have to run it where the server.js file is there only, and check to see if index.html is being fetched. Okay. 4. Add code to server.js. Basically add another if block or else if, such that it fetches products.html, right? 5. Add code to products.html such that it reads from products.json and displays the products in HTML file, in a table. Okay, of course it will display, right? These are the 5 steps, everybody. Okay, let me freeze it and let me add some hint images for you.
Yeah, Shirisha, how much time for this exercise?
We'll keep it open and they can work on it, sir. In the next session, for the first 15 minutes, we'll give them time. Meanwhile, they can work on it. You can check later and you'll see hint images, please. If you want, you can work on it, and you may leave now.